Good morning. Good to see you all. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surround you, peace surround you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of love.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm happy to see you're here. Thank you for being here. My name is Anthony Prado. I have pronouns he and him. And first of all, we'd like to thank our talented musicians. Beautiful. Thank you for setting the tone. Kev Choice on keyboard, Omega Ray on vocal. And also we want to give up to our sound engineer, Mr. Jasper McSilver, working the soundboard back there. Well, good to see all of you. Is it hot enough for you this week, or should we get some more heat? Quite a hot week we had this week. So welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practice that nourish, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. And a special welcome to those of you joining us for the first time. Anybody here for the first time? Okay, yes. All right, and we're having the ushers keep your hand up. We want to have The ushers give you a packet of information about what's going on here. And also a big welcome to anyone joining us on YouTube, Facebook Live, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. And if you're here for the first time, we also invite you to sign up for our weekly newsletter so that you can learn all about our activities, our fun things that are happening here at the Oakland Center. During the service, we like to respectfully acknowledge that here in the Bay Area, we gather on the traditional land of the indigenous Ohlone people. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who've stewarded these lands for countless generations. Now, we also at this point take a moment to bless our children. You can say this with me aloud if you'd like. Now, we bless all the children in our community and the world. We love you, we see you, we know the truth of who you are. You are unique expressions of God, and grateful to have you in our lives, and so it is. On Wednesday, July 10th, at the Midweek Oasis, please join Rain Dugan for a deeper conversation into the topic, what if perfection isn't the goal? Great question. Meditation is at 6:30 p.m. and the service is at 7 p.m. and always by Zoom. Go to www.oaklandcsl.org and click services for the Zoom link. Last week's Midweek Oasis that was supposed to be on July 3rd is rescheduled for Wednesday, July 17th. Join the conversation with Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman and Ms. Grady Nobles for a deeper conversation into the topic of colorful to the core. Meditation is at 6:30 p.m. and the service is at 7 p.m., again by Zoom. Join our 2024 Daily Community Spiritual Practice using the Abundance Book 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph Price. Today we're on the 29th day of the program using the 9th affirmation in the book. Follow along daily in the order that the affirmations appear. Our nonprofit partner for July is Direct Action Everywhere, DXE, a global network of activists working to achieve revolutionary social and political change for animals in one generation. And to share more about this organization, about DXE's mission, we welcome to the podium Kitty Jones, the organizer for DXE. Thank you, Kitty.
Just setting a timer. Hi, everybody. My name's Kitty. I'm one of the organizers with Direct Action Everywhere. Oh, there's my, you moved. So my co-organizer, Susie. So yeah, we're a grassroots network of animal liberation activists fighting for social and political change for animals, and we do that through a variety of means. I'm not sure how slides change if the photos I sent went through. Doesn't really matter either way, but oh, yeah, there we go. So we're most known for our more radical methods of activism, going to facilities such as this factory, farm, and slaughterhouse, and exposing and documenting what's happening to animals. We particularly want to show that companies such as Right Cart in this image, but also companies that sell to Whole Foods and Costco and advertise themselves as humane and cage-free are often not being honest and often manipulating people's compassion for animals. So we expose what's happening, tell the world what's happening, and we take animals out that need help. We often identify individuals who are really sick and suffering and of no economic value to the factory farms or slaughterhouses, and we get them veterinary care and we place them in homes where they can live out the rest of their lives as they should. We call this open rescue. When we go and take animals out, we do not wear masks, we do not break anything, we do not cause harm. We are deeply committed to nonviolence and compassion for all living beings. And we openly rescue these animals because it's the right thing to do, and we don't want to cover who we are because we're not ashamed of doing the right thing, and we're not scared to do the right thing. And those who cause a lot of harm to animals are very scared of that bold compassion, and they will do anything they can to stop us from helping these animals and showing people what's happening by prosecuting us. There was a photo with signs of beagle photos and some beagles. That was from a recent trial that we were going to have when we rescued 3 beagles from a facility called Ridgeland Farms. They breed beagle puppies to sell them to labs to do really torturous experiments on them before they're killed. And that is the wrong thing to do. We share this earth with other animals, and they're our siblings. They're not here for us to do horrible, horrible things to. So Ridgeland Farms was so mad that we dared to rescue those beagles that they prosecuted us for years. Trial dates were set. When we went to trial, they dropped all the charges because they realized if we prosecute these people, the world's gonna see what they documented, and we can't let people see these puppies and how they're treating, because people care about puppies. So we still went and we protested, and now we're in the process of having the prosecutor prosecute them for criminal animal cruelty. And that's gonna happen, so that's really exciting. We have a huge campaign we're working on. I'm sure it showed the photo of us holding clipboards. We got 37,000 signatures, standing on the street, talking to strangers to get a measure on the ballot to ban animal factory farming in Sonoma County. There are currently 21 factory farms that have 3 million animals. If we ban them, I think most people agree factory farms are really heinous for so many reasons: the pollution, abuse, and exploitation of immigrant workers, including children, and then of course the torture and killing of animals. So if we ban these factory farms, it will be historic, and hopefully we can ban them elsewhere. And speaking of things that we've been able to ban, we were able to ban fur in Berkeley, we banned fur in San Francisco, and then we were a part of an effort to ban it in the entire state of California, which is incredible and exciting, because if anyone has seen what happens in fur farms, it's really horrible and it's not necessary, so we should not do that. And yeah, those are, let me check my timer. Yeah, those are the main things I wanted to talk about. Our primary message, it might sound kind of radical and maybe a little intense, but ultimately it's just we want animals to be treated with kindness and respect just like we should. And we live in a world that tells us treat others the way you want to be treated. It's illegal to kick a dog in the sidewalk, but it's totally legal and okay to have millions of animals in a facility in cages and torture them in really awful ways, and we think that's not okay. And we want to expose that hypocrisy and help all of us to recognize and live the compassion that's already in all of us. We already know we would never want to hurt an animal, so we want to expose what's happening and the ways we are hurting animals and how we can do better. And yeah, we just believe that animals have a right to be happy and free and safe and live their best lives. And yeah, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Kitty, for giving us information. Another organization making a difference. I think it's so ironic her name is Kitty. Everybody likes a kitty. And she's going to be out at the table after the service. This week we celebrated the 4th of July, also known as Independence Day, a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. On July 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress voted in favor of independence, and 2 days later, delegates from 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, a historic document drafted by Thomas Jefferson. Just a little side bit, I did a little, I saw on Facebook a meme that most of the signers of the documents were, the Declaration of Independence, were in their 30s and their 40s. Join us next Sunday, July 14th for open forum at 1 p.m. right here in the sanctuary. Brunch will be served in the social hall after the Sunday service before the meeting. Save the date, August 17th, 12 to 5, is the 3 CSL outdoor gatherings, including Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, East Bay Church of Religious Science, and Heart and Soul Center of Light. Registration forms are coming soon. The Spirit Treasure Bookstore's theme for July is Practice Make Imperfect. Meditation supplies are on sale: journals, mala beads, candles, incense, meditating statues, and books on meditation. Please go to the website bookstore at oaklandcsl.org to take advantage of the July sales. And to find out information about the larger organization of CSL, we invite you to go to their website. It's csl.org. Please visit our website at oaklandcsl.org and sign up for our weekly newsletter, The Village News. Remember to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special updates and content you'll only find by liking and subscribing to the Oakland Center. Now, please stand if you're willing and able, and let's recite our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual committed to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. Thank you very much. And now I'm asking to come to the pulpit Ms. Dorothy Mendez.
Good morning. Good morning, live streamers. My name is Dorothy Mendez. Excuse me, and Anthony reminded me that I was an emeritus practitioner. So thank you, Reverend Jerry. I have 3 fabulous readings for you today. So I'm going to ask you to fasten your seatbelts and contemplate these words. Stop trying to fix yourself. You're not broken. You are perfectly imperfect and powerful beyond measures. Steve Maraboli, Unapologetically You, page 73. Our second reading is by our founder, Ernest Holmes. The temporal imperfection of the human cannot dim the eternal integrity of the divine. It's our Science of Mind, page 479. And our last reading, the thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself. Brene Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection, page 55. So let's take a deep breath, collective breath together, and just release with the giving great thanks that this is the day that God has created, and we are rejoicing in this day, right here, right now, knowing that there is only one life, and that life is the life of God. That life is whole, that life is perfect, that life is complete. And that life is your life right here, right now, regardless of the appearances of things. Knowing that you are grounded and surrounded in the love, in the light of God. And that everything is working for your highest good, no matter what it appears to be outside. Releasing all doubts, all fears, all worries, knowing that we are whole, perfect, and complete because we have been created in the likeness and image of God the Father. And I know that this service is already complete in the mind of God, knowing that God moves through Reverend Sunshine today and her words move through us, in bettering and empowering our lives. We give thanks for each and every person who's making this service complete for us to sit back and enjoy and to take in the food, the love, the peace, the joy that God has for us. That we open up at the top saying, thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this day. Thank you for the experience of this wonderful Sunday. I bless synagogues, temples, churches all over where truth is being taught this day. Giving thanks that our teaching lets us know we are all one. We are all one because we are all created in that likeness and image of God the Father. So I know that we will be transformed and renewed by these words that Reverend Sunshine brings to us today. And I am knowing that you open your heart and your mind to receive it and let your light shine and move forward to someone who may need to hear something special from you today, even if it's thank you for being in my life. So I am knowing and blessing each and every one of us, giving thanks for each and every one of us right here, right now. And I know that as we go forth, that God goes before us making any appearance of a crooked road straight. So I know for each and every one of us, we are transformed and renewed. And I say thank you, Mother, Father, God. And if you agree with me in anything I have said, please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
Okay, we're gonna need some audience participation on this one. Just a clap, just a simple clap. We can do that. If you have, well, I shouldn't say that. But yeah, clap your hands. You'll see when the beat comes in. Here we go. No warm up. We're going right in. On the other side of my blues, you know that side where it's nice and bright and you don't have to wear any shoes. You get down, down, down with the love in yourself instead of being down, down, down with the things you can't help. The greener side of the life grows when you water the sun around you. Hey, come on. You can stand up if you want. Yeah. I used to think about what it'd be like to be on the other side of my blues. You know that side where it's nice and bright, green side, and you don't have to wear any shoes, yeah. You get down, down, down with the love in yourself instead of being down, down, down with the things you can't help. The greener side of the light grows when you want all around you. Come on, Carol. I'm on the side of mine that's greener. On my blues side, I'm dancing freer. And I know who I am, so I know that I can. And I will, and I will. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm on the side of mine that's greener. On my blues side, I'm freer. And I know who I am, so I know that I can. And I will, and I will. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you.
That is the awesome Omega Ray and Kevin Choice. Give them some love. Thank you so much. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. Yay, three's a charm. Grand Rising. Isn't it a beautiful day? The sun is shining and it just is like about to blind me back there. So it's a good thing. It's a good God day. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman. I'm the proud spiritual director here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I use she and they pronouns. And you know why? I identify with the feminine. And I use they for two reasons. I didn't intend to say this today, but it's coming out of my mouth, so I guess I'm supposed to tell you this, right? I said it at the Diversity Circle recently. I use they because, number one, I am in solidarity with people who prefer that pronoun because it defines who they are. I am in solidarity with diversity and inclusion because I believe in welcoming all people. I'm also using they because God is a representative of the divine masculine and the divine feminine that is within both of us. It's within me. So it's not a she, it's not a he, it's a they. That's why I use she and they. A few quick things I want to say. You know, I love to give thanks. I just love all of you. I love serving here. I love bringing people together. And I love being in a community where like this, where if something's not quite working right, people fix it. I walked in this morning, I'm so glad to see you. Welcome. I walked in this morning and something was a little off. The team already had it. You know, I tried to get in and try to help fix it, and they just had it. So I just stepped back and let it come together. So thank you, team. Y'all know who you are for what you do. I want to acknowledge the youth. All right, we have Centers for Spiritual Living Youth Summer Camp that started. Didn't it start, Megan? It started the other day. Reverend Jerry confirmed it. So we have, I don't know how many, at least 5 of our youth that are in Camp Cedar Ridge, which is up north by Oregon, or in Oregon. So let's give our youth some love. Another vote of thanks. Thank you to all of you. Last week, Reverend Teresa Gardner, I asked you to go talk to her in the courtyard for her to give a little recording of why you like coming to OCSL. What OCSL has done for you. We had about 10 people. I understand there was somebody that was saying, where's Reverend Teresa? I have something to tell her. So thank you for that because it's going to help us tell our story about who we are at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. And last but not least, as a vote of thanks, I want to thank the Ross sisters, who Sunny Day Ross, and they're at camp now, and Jade and McKaylin, who supported the sound room back there while Peggy Cotton at Practitioner was being honored during Practitioner Sunday. And I went back there. It was youth energy off the hook. And I understand that Ollie Dugan has also signed up for the AV team. Yay, youth! Yay, yay, yay. Listen, next Sunday is the open forum. I do these plugs because I want to ask you directly. I want you to know what I want from you. When you ask me how you can help, I'm asking you, I'm telling you now, right? Come to the open forum. Whether you're a member, a visitor, a friend, it's open after service at 1 o'clock, and we talk about the life of the center. You know, this is a business that we run. Did you know that? This is a spiritual community and it's a business. And so it takes a lot of effort to put this together. I want you to come so that we can talk together. And so it's at 1 o'clock, but here's the kicker. Ruth Jackson, our own Ruth Jackson, has volunteered to cook brunch after service. If for no other reason, that's a reason for you to stay for brunch, come to service, stay for brunch, and then come to the open forum. Beautiful. Okay, I like for us to take a collective breath so that we can hear the word together, so that we can radiate out our energy into the world to help this to be a healing place, a world that works for everyone with consciousness and intention. So if you're willing, exhale right where you are. And now take in a nice, deep, intentional breath and hold it at the top. Let it out with a sigh. Twice more, breathing it in. And exhale. And now a bigger breath. And a bigger sigh. You two live streamers, good morning to you as well. Let us just bask in that breath for a moment. This is the breath of life. This is a gift that we receive and then we give it back. So as we do that consciously together as community today, we focus in on the word of truth that Spirit has dropped down. And you know me, there's no telling what else it might say. So Dorothy said, buckle your seatbelt, so I'm buckling mine too. We are on round 5 of the Abundance Program, the 40-day Abundance Program. We've been doing it since January 1. We do 40 days and repeat, 40 days and repeat. We've done that in this almost 5 times. And daily we say these affirmations in the little green book you can find in the bookstore called The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. And I like for us to declare it together, not read it. Say this as if it is absolutely true. You would bet $1 million on it right now. You ready? Okay. Ooh. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Am I in the right place? Y'all know I like call and response. Okay. Here we go. When I am aware of the God self within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. I am now aware of this truth. I have found the secret of life, and I relax in the knowledge that the activity of divine abundance is eternally operating in my life. I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that creative energy, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my divine consciousness. I am now aware. I am now in the flow. And so it is. And just breathe that in. You know, we all said that. So it must be multiplied for us. It's all around us. Let it just seep into your bones and your pores. As we talk about today, the theme for this month is practice makes imperfect. Imperfect. I didn't say perfect. Practice makes imperfect. Our annual theme is a grand rising that we've been working on all year through, and it's just such a lovely one. The theme for today, that's why you're hearing so much about perfection in the readings, and you sure will hear it in the affirmation at the end. The theme for this week, what if perfection is not the goal? What if perfection is not the goal? Here's the qualities I'll be talking about. I like to highlight this so you're listening in for it, so you can reach out and grab it. Acceptance, worthiness, oneness, surrender, release, and detachment. Anybody could stand a little bit of that to work on that? Okay, I'm in the right place. All right, there we go. Well, I went to the dictionary. I love looking at words and different words, and so I looked up perfect. Don't we use that word all the time, perfect? Well, what exactly does that mean? Well, here's a little bit about what the dictionary has to say in dictionary.com. Matching in every detail the definition of an ideal type of something, an ideal thing. It's excellent or complete beyond practical or theoretical improvement, meaning it's done, it's perfect, just like that. Entirely without flaws, defects, or shortcomings. Perfect, accurate, exact, or correct in every detail. Thorough or complete, absolute. Those are some of the definitions of perfect. We're talking about imperfection, right? We're talking about that, but first, let's start with that root word. So this month of Practice Makes Imperfect plays on practice makes perfect. How many of you have heard that? We probably all grew up with that, didn't we? You haven't heard of it, Andy? You didn't raise your hand. No. Practice makes perfect. You know, there's some truth to that, because we know when we practice things, we get better at it, don't we? That's what we want to do. We want to get better at it. But sometimes we take that to an extreme about being perfect. Sometimes we let perfection stop us from trying things because we haven't gotten to the completion of it. No, it's not quite ready yet. I can't release it. I can't let go. It's not ready yet. So we hold ourselves back because we're focusing on perfection. And if we've come up with that practice makes perfect thing that we all have grown up with, I'm sure, because we're still teaching it, aren't we? We're still teaching it. And then we don't launch because it's not there yet. I'm saying the opposite today, right? That's what it means. What if that's not the goal? What if the goal is simply, you know what has been really coming to me despite my notes and with the notes, is that if we believe that God is all there is, Dorothy said in her prayer, we believe that that divine essence, even if you don't call it God, that divine essence is whole, perfect, and complete in every way. It is. It simply must be. And because we are a part of it, we believe that that's what we are and who we are. And as humans, we're striving. Aren't we always striving? But if we're striving for that perfection, that it must be a certain way, then it keeps us from enjoying where we are right now. That has nothing to do with, you can still work on improvement. Don't get me wrong. You can still work on getting better at something, but are you enjoying where you are right now if it's not perfect? I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'll admit it. And everything used to have to be just so from little. You know, my bed had, well, and I was taught that. The bed had to be a certain way, you know, the colors have to match like this. Not like that, but like this. Like, you know, that's where we get that from. So having things having to be a certain way caused me to do what I'm saying to you, is not go out there if it wasn't just so. So what if we launch and it's not perfect? What's the worst that could happen? Well, you know, if we don't tell somebody that's the way it was supposed to be, they wouldn't know it was supposed to be like that anyway. They might think that it's just the way you presented it in the first place. But it's us who feels like it has to be that way. We are the center of that. And what if Spirit's idea was, instead of in that wholeness, that perfection, that completeness, for us to enjoy life just as we are? for us to consider that we are Spirit's masterpiece in action. That's what I believe. Like, for painters, how many artists we have in here? I know we have some artists. I see some of you. Whether you put whatever your art is, but I'm thinking of painting or drawing, like my son is an illustrator. If Spirit was illustrating us, obviously it did. We have our own signature. I'm loving seeing the young people in here. I'm not trying to call y'all out, but I see some young people in the audience too. Go young people. Yay, you can clap on that. So what if it feels like Spirit, whatever you want to call it, ooh, that's beautiful. I'm going to call it Kev. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm going to call it Kev. Huh. And he has all these qualities or whatever. And I'm going to, whatever Spirit does, right? And gets out there just as it is. He has his own signature. This world would not be the same without each and every one of us, just like we are. We're the ones that feel like we got to go do something different. If we had sculpting abilities and could change ourselves and all of that to be just like we thought we need to be, we'd probably be messing up God's creation. Because it created us like that. How come we can't enjoy that? What if perfection wasn't the goal of that, but instead for us to enjoy life as it is and to express as we are? Because that was what was intended. I love this. So, that's our factory default, is perfection in God. That is our factory default. And, I believe we're here to practice life. When we say practice makes imperfect, we're practicing things. We're practicing life, aren't we? Each and every day, we're practicing life. And guess what? If you don't get it right or whatever the right thing is, go do it again. The next moment, you get to try it again. You get to change because we have choice. And then when we do that, it's what you call, if you're learning from what your experience was. If you don't like how it turned out here, then try something else in the mixture so that you get a different outcome. And then what? It's wisdom. That's what that's called, wisdom, when you're applying those teachings to what you're doing, the lessons learned. So I'm thinking you might want to do that. I love this notion of doing this. That's what I'm working on doing. Some of you may have heard of Ethel Waters. She came to my mind, and she's credited with saying this: I know I'm somebody because God made me and God don't make junk. Any of you hear that? God don't make junk. Right? That means that we are a gem. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I love Brene Brown. Our works cross over around authenticity and vulnerability and that sort of thing. That's my passion. Here's what she says. She has a book called The Gifts of Imperfection. Why would she call it that, right? Because they're gifts. She says, people are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their beauty is revealed only if there is a light from within. It's so beautiful. So, so beautiful. And if we lighten up, perfection is this hard notch thing. It's this hard shell. We won't launch until we have this thing. If we lighten up, I'm talking to me and hopefully talking to you. If we lighten up and let ourselves be lighter and brighter, if we forgive ourselves for not doing better, for doing the best that we can, then we can relieve some pressure. Perfection can be pressure-filled. You can have a lot of stress and pressure if you are making yourself be perfect. And then what came to my mind is standards. You know, we live by standards. Whose standards? Our family standards, society's standards, our own standards. You know, there's so many standards that we live by. No wonder we try to change who we are. But if we just say, oh, to heck with the standards, I'm just going to do it my way. I'm just going to try and be who I am, like Brene Brown was saying, like Reverend Sunshine saying, let me just try that. Then it screams to ourselves, cut it out on the standards. Just stop. There's so many standards that are out there that want to change and dictate who we are. That's not what we're here to do, at least I believe. Let me give you an example that came up in my mind when I was thinking of this. In my 20s, I was a fashion model. And somebody said, oh. And really what I wanted to be was a supermodel. For some reason, I wanted to do, you know, that thing that only a few can do, you know. But here was the challenge. Y'all might laugh at me, and really it's okay. Go ahead and laugh if you want. Okay, so back when I was doing this, talk about standards. Have you ever heard of a beauty standard? Right? Which is just horrid, because who creates the standards in the first place? And if you're not imaging like that standard, then what? You're subpar, you're not enough, you're unworthy, you're this, that, and the other. And that's happening today. Aren't we trying to strive to the ads sometimes, even if it's subconsciously? Oh, I need to look like that. I need to do that. I need to wear that. That's kind of what peer pressure is too. Anyway, back in the day when I was modeling, and I'm 5'9", I'm not a short woman, although if you would have seen, you were here last week and you saw my friend Erin Stewart, she's 6'3". So, you know, back in the day I felt tall. Compared to Erin and her son, who's almost 7 feet, maybe not so much. But let's just play that I was feeling tall, right? And a lot of people used to say that, right? And I was thin. I was 125 pounds at 5'9" and considered overweight for fashion modeling. Do you know how much 120 pounds is on a 5'9" person? I was this big. And so do you know, I went on this effort that was so hard to lose those 5 pounds, was so difficult. Wasn't I measuring up or trying to those standards? To those standards. Luckily now in modeling and high fashion, they have fuller figured models. Thank goodness for diversity and inclusion. Are you kidding? Because we come in all shapes and sizes, and guess what? Consumers are not all like this. So they need to begin showing people who look like what the garment is in fashion or whatever the case may be. But, you know, when I look back on those times, same for flight attendants. They've changed the standards for flight attendants because you know what? If you weren't a certain age, you could not be a flight attendant up until a certain age. But now they've changed it. You see older flight attendants, the standards, look at the standards. And I say, you know, it came into my mind, hogwash. And I'm thinking, where did that word come from? It's in the dictionary. So I am using it correctly. That doesn't mean that it's right? But look at the standards that cause us to feel like we need to be a certain way. Perfect. Brene Brown says, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Just like we are. That means the size that we are, that means the warts, the humps, the bumps, whatever you've got, learn to love it. Yes. Which means, you know, as we strive to For this whole notion of imperfection causes the sense of flexibility. You have to be flexible. You know, I'm talking about soft knees all the time. It means, you know, for the dancers, you know what I'm talking about. You need to keep soft knees because if they're too straight, you'll buckle, right? Keeping soft knees, surfers, skiers, you keep soft knees, then you can billow and you have more flexibility. I'm saying keep spiritual soft knees. Because even if you have one of those windstorms or something, we all have those, don't we? You know, it's almost like the Matrix, where my body doesn't quite move like that, nor would I do it on pulpit, right? But you know what I mean, where you're just moving all over the place, but with soft knees, you're not going to buckle. You're going to stay flexible, and you're going to stay in the game. The way you stay in the game is you detach from the outcome. Sure, it's okay to have a goal. It's okay to move toward this way. But what if that doesn't happen? Here's the thing, for myself, I learned that I had to, if there's a relationship between expectation and disappointment, I found that if I relaxed my expectations of myself and other people, I was less disappointed by the outcome. That requires flexibility. So when you allow yourself to be flexible, to keep soft knees, to relax your attachment to that outcome, then you're more apt to allow yourself to be imperfect. So what if I go out there and I think that, I'm going to try this new thing and I'm going to go sing a song or something or do a dance or create some jewelry or whatever it is that you want to do, but I might fail, but I might this and that and the other. But if you have these things that I'm telling you about, you won't be so attached to that and you'll do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Here's another example. I collect angels, figurines mostly, but I have like a whole lot of them. And several of them have gotten broken over the course of this long period of time I've been collecting them. And sometimes it's like the heads are chopped off, the wings are chopped off, or another part of the limb. When that first started happening, I was so disappointed, oh my gosh, like ready to cry, because some of these angels have been with me for so many years. But you know what cured me of that? One of my prayer partners at OCSL, right here, years ago said to me, well, you know, that angel was just coming down to earth to be with you, to help you to see how many people that you help who might consider themselves broken. That you are an angel to the broken. How many of you want to be an angel to broken? Don't we need that? There's so many people who feel that they're broken, that they can't do something because they're not this way. That cured me of that. By looking at the angels who are beheaded. And so in my angel cabinet, I didn't throw them away. You know, some of the angels you have the body and some have the head next to it and some have, sure, I could have my son come put some glue and put it back on, but it's serving a purpose for me in my mind. I'm talking about oneness. I'm talking about wholeness in the sense of imperfection. Are you getting it? Okay, because I want you to take it out into your world. I want you to catch yourself not doing something because you're thinking that it's not right, that it's not perfect, that I didn't do it that way, that if I don't make grandma's cake with that secret ingredient the way she did, then I'm just going to give up trying to make the cake. Make your own cake. Create your own secret sauce. I know it's important. Legacy is important. I'm not saying it's not to have hers. Here's another thing let me tell you about, and then I'll wrap this up, because this seemed really important. You know, Robert, you'll appreciate this, hopefully. When I talk about being nimble and being flexible, I was thinking about in my corporate days when I was doing executive development. And we were doing succession planning, which means that you're planning for who's going to assume the next role in leadership. And when we prepare for this development activity for people who were high potentials, we're considering like who would be good in these spots. We would think, I say we, the team, we would think, are they ready now or ready later? We'd classify them. You'd have a slate of candidates, right? Ready now, ready later. There was another one in there, but those are the two I want to work with. And listen to this, the ready now doesn't mean necessarily that it was 100% ready. We were talking about 75% ready. Are they at least 75% ready to step into this role? You know why it wasn't 100? 75% means that they would be willing to stretch, that they could stretch and grow into the position. Now, maybe some people really weren't ready and they had to do more development. But with some grooming, maybe some missteps, a few mistakes, that never hurt anybody. You get better, don't you, when you do that? So ready now or ready later. When you're ready 100% to step into the role, you get bored. I'm already that. I can do that with my eyes closed. I'm bored, I'm walking. Right? Well, when we're talking about being perfection and imperfection, it's the ready now, ready later categories. Are you ready now to, even if you're not fully baked, step on out there? How many of you have something that's baking or in your mind or in your journals or you're longing in your heart that you want to do that you have not launched on yet and you think you should have? Let me see your hands. You see, look around the room. Right? Proves my point. You only know why you haven't done it. Might be some reasons, but don't feel like you shouldn't try it. Try it. The worst that could happen is what? You might call it a failure, but is it a failure? It's like an experiment. You know, those researchers who keep trying stuff until they perfect it, until it with the formula, go ahead and try it. The last quote I'll give you from Brené Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection. Faith is a place of mystery where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see and the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. If we can let go of the fear of the uncertainty that we have about launching something, then we can do it. We can do it. You can do it. I can do it. We can do it. Yes? Okay, let's take this to prayer, beloveds. Let's have the prayer box come up. Susan Brecker's bringing the prayer box up. I'm going to have the practitioners surround the congregation. You two live streamers, any practitioners there online, please stand if you're willing and able. Surround the congregation or seated wherever you are. Those of you who are seated, know within your hearts that this prayer is live. It's like you plug it in. I am plugging in this prayer. You better believe I know my prayers work, okay? Our prayers work. How many of you believe prayers work? Okay, so plug in and let's pray. Oh, Holy Spirit, saturate this place with with our consciousness of love, our collective consciousness of love, which is a reflection of the infinite and eternal presence that is everywhere all at once. It is here, it is there, it is everywhere. We are grateful this morning here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living that we can come together in this sacred practice of prayer to know the truth and speak the truth and to know the word that is active and live right now, that is manifesting as our goodness, as our wholeness, our perfection, our completeness, our perfection within what we may call the imperfection, but what we know is spirit, feels like we are perfect in everything that we think, say, and do. So it is coming into alignment with that divine truth right here and right now. I send forth blessings this morning everywhere that it is needed. I know that this prayer is like the fireworks that were going off for this 4th of July, that just reach out and stretch out to other prayers being uttered, where we can lock arms in this prayer and we can hold the world and know the truth that is happening right here and right now. What I know on behalf of our nonprofit partner that we just heard from, Direct Action Everywhere, DXC, who is this beautiful global network of activists who are with holy boldness and bravery and courage on behalf of animals, that they be treated with dignity and respect. And so we bless them as they do this beautiful work and as we are able to support them here at the Oakland Center. I give thanks for every prayer request in this box that Emeritus Practitioner Susan Brecker holds being fulfilled and lifted up right now. Whatever the need is, I know that right at the center of the need is the fulfillment of the prayer right here and right now. It is done. That is what I know for sure. I bless our world, knowing that we sprout like a seed that is planted in the soil, that we sprout flowers and that we sprout goodness and wholeness and love, and that any sense of war and illness and all those things that we are experiencing, that it simply can stop in the blink of a moment. That is what I believe. And so we send prayers to those people who are impacted by those tragedies, by those things that are happening out there in the world. And we plant these seeds of love that we send forth to them right now, knowing wholeness, perfection, completeness in God, and whatever it is that they need right now made manifest. I bless our Mother Gaia, our world, knowing that she is rejuvenated and restored, and that she is lush and green and flowing, and that this climate situation that we are in, that we do whatever is needed to neutralize that and to restore her into her fullness. I bless our Ministry of Prayer list with love, and everyone on it with love, peace, comfort, peace of mind, wholeness, whatever it is that they are seeking and looking for. In particular, knowing for Gail Johnson, health and healing and right action, and for Brenda, wholeness and comfort in times of transition. Knowing with Sun Yan, health, healing, wholeness, well-being, divine right action. Knowing the same for Lord DeVilliers and Sanford Livingston and Susan Brecker, health and healing, perfection in their body temple, eradication of anything that may appear unlike it, and the same for Suzanne Dubois. And I lift up our sister community, the East Bay Church of Religious Science, who we just heard on the news that was vandalized. And so we bless them right now, knowing that there is restoration right where they are. There is peace and whatever resources that they need. And we bless the perpetrators of all these crimes and different things that are happening. We bless them and lift them up too in this prayer. I know the truth of wholeness and well-being for them, that they have a different choice that they can make, and that they are able to do what is in right order. And so now is the time where this prayer, I open the doors of this prayer so that you can utter your names and the names of anyone for whom you are praying. Now is the time, beloveds. State it out loud into this fertile ground of consciousness, this healing space. As these names continue to flow, I know that we are lifted and loved right where we are, just as we are. I know that we have everything that we need as an individual, as a people, as a community. I know that we continue to walk in God's grace, and that there is love overflowing each and every place. There is equity and justice and harmony and well-being. And so in gratitude, I simply lift this word up into the divine ethers, knowing that it is activated. knowing that it is made manifest. It is demonstrated right now. It is done. It is done and complete. And so we stand in joyous expectancy of this good. We let it be, and we let it be well. And let me hear your voice. How would you complete this prayer? What would you say at the end of a prayer when you are knowing and claiming the truth? And so it is. Amen. Praise God. Hallelujah. Blessed be. Yes, it is. Ashe. Namaste. Aho. Yes, praise God. Thank you, practitioners, ministers. Thank you all. Reverend Ikea.
I gave you a little minute to connect to the great, glorious, generous treasure that you are. I am Reverend Aikya Param. My pronouns are she and her. And I'm here to invite you to say thank you in a special way to this wonderful center where all of our imperfections make a glorious tapestry of difference and radiance. I know you have enjoyed this service so far, and will enjoy every bit of the rest of it. And I invite you to go, if you're at home, go to the website and look for the donate button. And if you click the donate button, it will show you many, many ways to give back, to say thanks. You can do it via Zelle, through your bank if you like. You can, of course, always give us a check or a credit card donation. And today, if you'd like to give cash here at the service, look for an envelope in the back of the chair in front of you and give us your name so that we can send you a report when it comes tax time, and it will tell how much you've given. That's a good thing to do. So you can see. And there's also a QR code that is on the, right there in the corner. You see that in the corner of the page? And it's also in the seat pocket. You can point your QR code reader to that, and it will open up another way that you can give. So, but right here and right now, I invite you to take your wonderful thank you and holding your donation or this lovely stand-in for a donation, if you've already given automatically, over your heart, and let's say the giving affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies this offering. It blesses all that I am, all that I give, and all that I circulate. Thank you, love, as me, and so it is. And I invite you to come right up and put your donation in either one of the two baskets here while we hear another wonderful, inspiring song. I'm going to need help.
Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks for all There'll never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. There will never ever be another day just like this day, so let's give praise now. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, oh, give thanks for all that is. Namaste, 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 namaste. Give thanks for all that is.
Well, did you receive it today, as Joe Osteen would say? Let's give Reverend Sunshine another hand. Thank you, darling. Thank you. We appreciate everyone who had anything to do with this service today, including when you walked in that door, Lula Green was there to greet you, all the AV team who are always behind the scenes. There's Alice Knudsen, there's Tricia, there's Helene, and there's Jasper, and our dear Peggy, who has made home in that booth there. That's her new home. So we thank her so much. And what can I say about Maestro Kev and the fabulous Omega Ray? Hello, hello. I'm waiting for a duo with, last week it was Lukman. This week it's Omega. Let's see if we can get a duo going here, the dynamic duo of Lukman and Omega together. Agree? Hey, hey. So it's been a fabulous, fabulous Sunday, which I had no doubt it would be. I'd like to offer you a gift, and that gift is the gift of prayer that the practitioners who are in service today will be in the prayer room in the back. And we ask that you not take home a problem or worry. If you want to just say thank you, take it to the upper room so that we can celebrate with you and pray with you. We are so grateful to have you in our community. You're also requested, if you don't want to go to the prayer room, put a prayer in the box where our emeritus practitioner Susan Brecker is sitting. And those prayers are being sent out to our practitioners, and they will pray on it for you for 2 weeks. So we got your back, because God's got our back, and God's got your back too, okay? So I had the honor of turning 83 on Monday, last Monday. And as time goes on, I used to worry about this and that, what someone should say, what they shouldn't say. Reverend Sunshine put me to shame today, honey. I'm leaving all that outside, knowing that I am created in the likeness of God, and I am whole, perfect, and complete. And if you agree, please join me by saying, yay! Okay, if you're able, I would like you to stand for our closing affirmation. I am exactly as I need to be warts, bumps, and all. I embrace the beauty of my divine imperfections. I am God's masterpiece in progress, getting better by the moment. Hello. Have a fabulous, fabulous Sunday. There is coffee and tea in the social hall, so come and let us socialize with you. And if you came in later and you did not receive your packet, please pick one up on the way out. So God bless you and have a fabulous week. Maestro.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Happy Sunday. Have a beautiful rest of your day.